the Sounders continue their preparation for the LA Galaxy Amaz Vida Mara Ere Day 2 yesterday. They practiced. Obviously, they will practice again. They practice today, and they'll practice Thursday, and then Friday they will be on the road to take on the LA Galaxy. And so today, the good news was Alex Roldan is back and practiced, full participation. So I would look for him to, to start. I'm just going to go out and say that. Now, the other internationals that are coming back, Nuhu, Raul Diaz, are supposed to be back by tomorrow. And so whether they will, take part in the first 11, I don't know. There's a lot of things that when players come back that the Sounders take a look at their med team and everything else and make sure they're fine and the travel. And so there don't seem to be there wasn't any injuries there, so that is good. So they will be healthy, and the Sounders are out to make sure that they continue, make it 2 in a row on the road. It's something that, as again, I stressed in the other report, and we'll stress it again, that Sounders are looking to go back to their winning ways on the road. So today's practice, spirited as always, and transition, multiple things they worked on. But we did hear from Jackson Ragen, and here's what he had to say after practice.
I think it's just relationships. I think we've been continuing to build on it, and we're still working on it. But I think relationships of Yamar and I, all of us with Steph, me with that left outside back, Yamar with the right outside back, whoever's playing. I think we have great depth, which has been a huge part of why we've been able to do well with guys missing. I think the relationships are great, and our relationship as a unit and as a back four is really good right now.
I know it's only Wednesday, but have you had a chance to kind of dig a little bit deeper into the Galaxy coming up, and what do you think about them?
Yeah, we've been starting to work on it. I think, focus for me will be on Joveljic. I think he's playing very good player. I think Galaxy, their strength is their midfield. So for me, I'll be talking to Zhao and Josh or Albert, whoever's playing in there. Try to control them, try to shut down their midfield a little bit.
Has there been some emphasis, or they're opening up sort of the playbook, kind of using the football analogy, in the 2 center backs making the long passes? It seems like every game there's 2 or 3 instances, and you had a perfect one where you guys are clearing the ball but making a perfect pass to an outside winger.
I think it's something the coaches have been emphasizing, because if we, we're always playing short, then teams will read that and they'll come to. But then if we hit a couple over them or over them, like me hitting it to the right side, then they can't press too much, and it opens up space for our midfield.
How far can you kick the ball down the field? Just playing around in terms
really? I'm not sure.
Have you tried? You have.
I don't know.
I don't put you in a spot. Okay, let me ask another situation.
Not too far.
Yeah, no, okay. In terms of the relationship, you talked about that. How critical is it between you and Yamar in terms of who goes up, who's pressing, and who's not?
Yeah, I think we have a great relationship. I think I use, we kind of play to our strengths, and I'm not as athletic as he is, so and I'm better. I'm better communicating just because he doesn't speak as much English. So I tell him to go, and he's super good at stepping and winning the ball, and then I cover for him more. And I still step, but I think we try to do that more just based on our strengths.
And are you playing more of a point guard role in the back there, in terms of sometimes the ball comes back to you and you're playing distributor or the short passes?
Yeah, I try to. Just trying to get it to Zhao and other midfielders and let them make the game.
One of the things Steph mentioned a couple weeks ago was how he feels like he's been able to use you more as an extension of his voice. And I'm just curious how that seems to you, if that seems to be the case to you, and how that sort of ends up manifesting itself.
Yeah, I think I've definitely been working on that this year, just communication, because I think I'm not the loudest guy off the field, but on the field trying to be more of a leader, take on a leadership role, and just being loud. Because Steph is really good at saying the right things, but he's all the way back there, so sometimes guys can't hear him in louder stadiums. So I'm trying to be a communicator on the back line up all over the field.
All right, there you go. Jackson Ragen just talking about, LA Galaxy, some of the things that he's done to get better during the offseason and how the partnership and the communication has worked really well. So the young man is on a, he's on a meteoric rise, and he is, along with Stephen Fry and the rest of the defense, but he is the closest person to Stephon Fry. So there is kind of a partnership, and that they have, as Reagan said, you know what, Stephon Fry is way back there, and I'm the closest to him. And sometimes in big stadiums, they cannot hear him. So then he is kind of carries on the message, and he's really become adept at that. And this young man is taking on kind of a leadership role on a team full of veterans. So it's really encouraging to see, I'm sure, for the Sounders. And again, that is part why they have one of the best defenses in MLS. For the CascadiaSports.net Seattle Sounders post-practice report, I'm Osvita Maraire.